homogenization of 3 floors to 18 floors. They write to Nema and said, we've approved this. We approved the plan and we've approved change of use. Because the change of use is vested in the county government. If you refuse to give the license to that proponent, the proponent will go to court and say, I have the change of use, I have approved plan. Why is Nema denying me the license to construct? And then the NC has given them the clearance. Because Nema comes last. After we get sectoral comments, we issue the license. And our license is conditional license. What do I mean? It has 15, 16 conditions, or even 21 conditions that you must fulfill. For example, telling you that you keep a riparian distance of 6 meters or 20 meters. There was a time you brought down a 2 billion structure on Timor, just adjacent to Timor. We had issued him with the license, yes, but the license had conditions that you keep away from the river. But he built on the river, right on the river, and that brought a lot of flooding to South Sea and all that area, all those areas. So the major issue is the piecemeal change of use. We need to look at an area holistically and to make those changes. And we had the same problem when London distillers, LDK and Edaman. The LDK land was initially an industrial setup. But when they got into financial challenges, they sold part of that. It was bought by Edaman Company. And they started building all around the factory because of the change of use. So when you build around the factory, what do you expect? Pollution, obviously. And they were in court for more than a decade. We had to take our machine there to measure the ambient air quality. The court directed us to do all that. We did effluent discharge testing. But the challenge was the piecemeal change of use from industrial to residential, which is really wrong. Shouldn't be the case. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be implementing very soon the Sustainable National Solid Waste Management Act 2023, and we will ask residents to now start segregating the waste at the source, at the household level. And we are going to give you bags that will only carry organic waste, because 60% of the organic waste is our waste stream. 60% of the waste stream is organic. If we can separate organic from these other recyclables, then we'll be able to manage our waste. And we want to come up with what we call material recovery facilities, where you can collect organic, plastics, all that. You segregate the waste and come up with facilities that can manage this waste. So I want to ask you, we are going to give notice very soon, but in consultation with the resident association, you advise us when we are ready to transition to segregation of waste. That is the only way we'll be able to address waste menace in our country and come up with green jobs. Thank you. This is our environment, our life, and our responsibility. Asanteni sana. Okay.
So thank you very much, DG Nema, for those remarks and for letting us know what Nema is doing and some of the things that are in the pipeline. And we look forward to really continue working with Nema to make sure that the right thing is done. So ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the ED for NCA working out. He actually intended to be here, but he just got a call. He's been summoned somewhere by some high officers. So he had to run because he's being waited for somewhere. But he's brought architect Nancy Milgo, who is a manager at NCA. So she'll be able to make the presentation and take any questions that you may have. As I also mentioned when we started, our DG here is also appearing before parliamentary committee, but I've just requested him to stay and take a few questions because I'm sure people want the DG to hear them and some of these issues. So he'll stay for a few minutes, take a few burning questions, and then we can release him and continue the program. So I'll put Nancy on the parking for a short while. We engage the DG Nema, and then we can proceed with the program. So do we have burning questions for DG Nema before he leaves? And we try to make DG, everybody has a question for you. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I want to imagine that some questions that will be asked will cover for the others. So if your question has been asked, please, you don't have to repeat it. So I'll just take a few that we can take, and then maybe when DG is responding, he can cover even some of the ones that have not been asked. So this section looks to be more active in terms of the hands. So can I have the front row? I can see 3 hands. And then at the back, I can see more there. And then 4, 5. Okay, let's agree so that we also try and accommodate DG and his schedule. We just make it not more than 1 minute, the question. Straight to the point, no speeches, no nothing, just straight to the point so that we can accommodate as many questions as possible. So let's start with Marianne, please. I don't know why we don't have a microphone here.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Marianne Waridi. I'm the chair lady of Garden Estate Retailers Association. Thank you, Wanadiji. You mentioned that we had the ombudsman last time.
Yes.
At your place. We had a very interesting conversation. What we have missed, we realized this is where you should start your work. Because we're the ones who are the residents of so many associations. So this is where you start, because that is where the problems are, and we know what the problems are. So we haven't had Nema for long. Our request is we want to protect the earth, just like you, want to protect our environment, but our question is how? We have done so many change of users, even Dr. Reshuke is here from environment. It's almost on a daily basis. Before Nema used to appear in our stakeholders meeting, we actually even provide, as GARA, we provide the facilities for stakeholders meetings. Can you just give us a way forward for change of user? Because we're almost changing to, have you seen Kiambu Road? You know those garages outside? They are now trying to enter Garden Estate and Ridgeways. Just tell us how to go about it. We're willing to support in any way. Henry, please tell him we're willing to support. And you know. So we're willing to support you. Just tell us how do you do it. If you've done a change of user, the ombudsman has actually been coming as well, and they say no. After 3 days, these people continue building, and we call them, nobody comes. So just tell us how we can help you, and we'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you. Willing to help?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm Dr. Malik Kichuki, Chairman of South Sea Residents Association. I also sit in the County Technical Planning Committee. Mr. DG, I just want to remind you have not paid your membership. You made an interesting statement about how you are unable to stop issuing licenses because others have approved. So what exactly is the purpose of this license? You're supposed to, I don't think you're supposed to be directed by anybody else in matters environmental. So even if the county government has approved, if it's not environmentally sound, why should it be the license? The other question, I have two other questions. One involves, you told us the experts sometimes fabricate minutes. What action do you take when you find an expert that has fabricated minutes of public participation? Thirdly, I'm concerned about your officers. They come on site, they give written reports, which I'm sure you see, but most of them don't make professional sense. For instance, somewhere in Mgoya, where a 10-story hotel has been approved within a comprehensive scheme, an approach for what do you call those small shops, corner shop. Your officers came, they gave a report and said they have looked at the site and they are satisfied that the development is not, does not have a different character from the surroundings. It's a 10-story hotel in an area where the maximum height of a building is 2 stories and the plot sizes are very small. So why should an officer put that in writing and still keep his job?
Thank you very much, Daddy.
Thank you. I'm Petronila Nafula from Westlands District Business and Resident Association. I just have one issue that I would like maybe the DG to tell us. We have the law and the design. Today